Los Angeles, the largest city on the West Coast, home to 10 million people, 7.5 million cars, and who knows how many dreams. I'm weaving my own in one of these office buildings. My dream is to kayak from Los Angeles to Tijuana and tell the story of how we are destroying our oceans by overfishing. I was sitting here in the office, and instead of working, I was looking for kayaks and trying to find the most suitable vessel for me. Like, I found out that the one that I really needed is no longer manufactured. So I managed to track down a used one, bought it, and I signed up for a kayaking class, and I just got out on the ocean as often as I could, and I began to train for my big adventure from Los Angeles to Tijuana. This was a used kayak that looked just plain boring and yellow. So I thought it would be fun to decorate it and to make it look a little bit more exciting, a little bit more interesting. And it's also a fun art project. The boat is named Arco Iris Explorer. Arco Iris means rainbow in Spanish, and it's named after a famous Greenpeace activist ship, the Rainbow Warrior, which was bombed and sank by the French Secret Service off the coast of New Zealand some 30 years ago. The Rainbow Warrior was on a mission to stop nuclear weapons testing in the South Pacific. Some 30 years later, the Arco Iris Explorer and I joined Greenpeace to fight a different cause. The cause of tuna overfishing and the destruction of our oceans. But what is overfishing? And how is it destroying our waters? I asked these neighborhood 5th graders to explain it.
Overfishing is when you take out more fish than are born in the ocean, and that could cause the whole entire ecosystem to go boom.
And then all fish in the ocean will become extinct, and then we will have no more fish to eat.
A long time ago, people fished with lines and poles only. They ate everything they caught. Whatever they didn't need, they threw back in the water. As we became smarter, we began to fish with small boats using nets. Today, there are giant fishing boats and nets the size of football fields. Whatever gets caught in the net ends up taken out of the ocean. Harmful tuna fishing kills turtles, sea rays, dolphins, and sharks as well. This causes so-called can fusion for shoppers. But what is can fusion?
Most cans look exactly alike, so when you're at the store, it can be hard to tell between good tuna and bad tuna. The bad tuna brands are using this can fusion to continue to pawn off some seriously bad practices on your family. This can of tuna comes from a brand that uses harmful fishing methods that catch way more than tuna. They also tangle up sharks, seabirds, and other creatures who end up dying needlessly in the process. The tuna in this can was caught by fishermen using pole and line, the old school and environmentally friendly way. Thumbs up, guys! We aren't trying to get you to stop buying tuna. We just want you to shop with the facts so you can feel good about choosing the right tuna for your family. Together, we can change our tuna.
I dedicated my trip to changing our tuna. The marine layer was thick that day. The waves were larger than I would have liked them to be. Manhattan Beach was just waking up.
These are my health supplies and my chargers. These are my dry clothes for the next 10 days. And surprisingly, we put a lot of stuff into a kayak.
Wanted to learn how to kayak, and then he decided it would be more fun to kayak for a cause. And so he reached out to a couple different people and decided that this one was the most compelling.
Things are looking good. The only thing that's making me a little nervous, this is the first time I'm kayaking with load in the boat. There's like maybe 20 pounds in the front and 20 pounds in the back. This is Arco Iris Explorer. This is Arco Iris Explorer. Wishing all mariners a happy Sunday as I'm leaving on my voyage from Manhattan Beach to Tijuana.
This is Primo Paso. Safe travels, Arcoiris.
And at that point, it was just me against the ocean, balancing in an 18-foot plastic needle in the incoming tide. I had to pace myself. I had 150 miles ahead of me, not knowing how my body would react to the daily abuse. Each day I set a goal. On day one, I had to go around the Palos Verdes Peninsula.
It's 11 o'clock. I finally reached the coast of Palos Verdes. It's the southern border of Los Angeles. It's famous for its beautiful coves and breathtaking cliffs. The current is getting a little stronger, so it's hard to paddle again. But the good news is that the clouds are gone, and it's pretty much smooth sailing.
Palos Verdes means green sticks in Spanish. It's been inhabited by Native Americans some 8,000 years ago. It was home to ranchers during the Spanish and Mexican era. In the 19th century, it was also a whaling station for a brief period. The dramatic cliffs, the rugged beaches, and the endless trails make this area popular with surfers, runners, and horseback riders. By lunchtime, I reached the Point Vicente lighthouse. It's been serving as a navigational aid for ships since 1926. Spotting the 63-foot tower on a cliff meant that I was not far from my destination.
After 8 hours of sometimes difficult paddling, I arrived here on this beautiful cove and beautiful sandy beach in PV. I already set up my camp. I landed the kayak beautifully, and now it's just time to make some dinner and go to sleep early. Good morning, this is day 2 of the big adventure from Los Angeles to Tijuana. I slept on this beautiful beach here. I slept really well. It's time to pack up the gear, make some breakfast, and start paddling again. Straight ahead of me is the San Pedro lighthouse, and behind that rock the coast disappears for me. I'm heading towards Long Beach Harbor, which is the 3rd largest port in the United States, and the main challenge for today will be not to run over by a cargo ship or an oil tanker. Just get through this port and get on the other side of Long Beach, which is Seal Beach. There's a place behind me called Sunken City. Once this was a vibrant part of the community, but all the buildings and life disappeared here in a landslide many years ago. Now this area is off limits. If you want to come here, you can only approach the area from the ocean.
Minutes from Sunken City lies the famous Long Beach Harbor breakwater. This 9-mile-long pile of rocks protects the harbor from the occasional fury of the Pacific. I paddled along the breakwater before reaching the quaint oceanside enclave of Seal Beach.
Day 2 is over. I just landed here in Seal Beach. It's Labor Day weekend. People are having a great time. Seal Beach is a quiet little beach town surrounded by the West Coast largest port and some offshore oil rigs. It's time for me to get some food, get some sleep, and continue tomorrow. Setting up camp will be tricky. I'm planning on spending the night here on the beach. Hopefully it will not be too crowded tonight.
Crowds weren't the issue. I had to deal with a uniquely 2016 problem.
Set up camp a little bit further from the water under a couple of nice palm trees, and around 9-10 o'clock it turned out that it wasn't not only a beautiful campsite, but it was also a Pokemon Go hunting grounds, and people just started coming at any minute and started screaming, "Yay, I got it, I have it, there it is." So I guess it wasn't really ideal to fall asleep, so I moved my camp closer to the beach, 50 yards, and slept pretty well.
With 25 miles, I had the longest day ahead of me from Seal Beach to Newport Beach. but luckily the elements were on my side.
Beautiful morning here in the Pacific Ocean. I just left Seal Beach about an hour and a half ago, and the water is almost glassy, very few waves. I'm paddling towards Huntington Beach. There are oil rigs ahead of me, and the weather is just pleasantly cool. It's a nice day to paddle in. There's still a marine layer over the ocean here, which is really good for me because it's not so sunny and bright.
By noon, the sun came up. I also realized that I lost my map for the day. I knew that I was under the Huntington Beach Pier, but I had no clue how far my destination was. I had to use local knowledge.
How far is Newport Beach? Okay, thank you. Sure, jump in.
When locals say that it's near, it usually means one thing, that it's far. I couldn't see the pier that he was talking about. Huntington Beach is also known as Surf City, USA. The Hawaiians who are often credited for bringing surfing to California, George Freed and Duke Kahanamoku, rode these waves as early as 1914. Surf City also draws huge crowds for its annual dock surfing competition. Many difficult hours later, I reached the next pier that the fishermen were talking about.
It's called Balboa Pier, and I'm heading down to the canal to the entrance of the marina. The water has gotten a lot choppier. It's not the silky smooth lake water that it was this morning. It's been a very exciting day. Day 3, it was also the longest day. I paddled from Seal Beach all the way down here to Corona del Mar. I'm sitting in this gorgeous cave. I have a little bit more to go, and then my friend Rosvan is going to pick me up in his school bus and take the kayak and me to his house, where I'll be able to sleep in a comfortable bed and maybe get a home-cooked meal and take a shower. Yay, that's exciting. This is a gorgeous place. I love it. Kids seem to love it too.
I have to be honest, I miss my tent and I miss the beach a little bit, but it was good to sleep here. The loss of the day is my glasses. Somehow the frame broke. So yesterday I fixed it with this plastic bonder, which is the same thing I use for my boat. My blisters are getting a little bit worse, but whatever, we keep pushing on. We loaded the kayak back into the school bus, and it's time to hit the nearest beach again and get going. Every day I've been just paddling straight through. I start in the morning, early in the morning, and finish around 3:30. But today I decided to get out of this beautiful cove here in Laguna Beach. It's called Crescent Bay. This is really a stop-worthy point on this trip. I also had to take care of some medical issues here. I have some vicious chafing and a couple of really horrible blisters on my hands. So I think everything is pretty much under control. And tonight's destination is Dana Point, which I think is about 8 to 10 miles from where we are right now. It's 1:46, so it's really time to get going and hit the ocean again. I cruised along Southern California's most valuable beachfront mansions and imposing cliffs. The 7-mile stretch of Laguna Beach has 27 different beaches and coves. The weather is usually warm and sunny, but not today. The threat of a storm loomed over my head, so I kept the coast in close proximity. By late afternoon, I reached the headland of Dana Point. This rocky peninsula was named after author and adventurer Richard Henry Dana. In 1840, he landed here after a 2-year ocean voyage from Boston.
I didn't sleep so well last night. I woke up a couple of times. The ocean was louder than usual, but nevertheless, I got to sleep about 7 hours here on this beach. The big dilemma of the day is, should I launch my boat from here, where the ocean is a little rough today, or should I go to the other side of the breakwater, where it looks beautiful and calm? It's, of course, a man-made marina. The only problem is that there's a set of stairs where I would have to pull my boat through, and it is not going to be easy.
I was at a halfway point of my trip, so I made day 5 short and painless. Today's distance was only half of the usual.
I really didn't feel like schlepping my boat across the stairs and down the beach, so I chose the Pacific side. It's not so bad after all. Smooth sailing. I have 10 miles to go today to San Clemente, where I'll be meeting my wife.
Kayaking is almost like flying an airplane. Takeoffs and landings are the most difficult. In San Clemente, I had my most challenging landing.
Here it is, the San Clemente Pier. Tough beach landing is still ahead. I don't like beach landings. In a surf zone, those waves look big. Prepare for impact.
Step 1. Put your glasses in a safe place in case you wipe out. Step 2. Sit tight and count the time lapse between the waves. Step 3. Start chasing the last big wave. Paddle as fast as you can. Step 4. Stay balanced and ride the last wave out. Sometimes the staying balanced part is easier said than done. Having recovered from the previous day's mishap, I was out on the ocean early and back to my old routine. I had another 20-mile-long stage ahead of me from San Clemente to Oceanside.
It looks like I just ran into a colony of seals here off the coast of San Clemente. Sounds like there's an adorable family of seals living there on that rock. Let's get a little closer.
These playful and intelligent animals always amaze me. California's sea lions are very protective of their pups, so it's smart to give them some distance and privacy. A few hours later, I made some new friends.
I'm near the Son Onofre nuclear power plant, and I'm just pedaling along a group of dolphins. It is the most incredible thing. There's one right now.
But no ocean adventure can be complete without scary sea monsters. Just south of the old nuclear power plant lies a Navy trading base. That's where I ran into these beasts. Meet the Navy's amphibious hovercraft, also known as the LCAC, the landing craft air cushion. It weighs 100 tons and generates intense amount of sand clouds and ocean spray wherever it goes. That wherever was right in front of my boat today.
I don't know if they can see me, but it really wouldn't be nice to get cut in half by one of those things. This is Arcoiris Explorer calling U.S. Coast Guard.
Also calling U.S. Coast Guard. This is Coast Guard 611.
U.S. Coast Guard, I see what appears to be a military or Navy hovercraft ahead of me. I don't know if they can see me. I'm in a yellow kayak, but I would like to avoid collision. If there's any way to communicate with them or let them know about my presence, I would appreciate it.
Thanks for calling. This is Coast Guard Second San Diego. Do you know your GPS position, over?
After reading my GPS coordinates from my radio, the Coast Guard alerted the ALCAC. It was comforting to know that I wasn't alone. Thanks, U.S. Coast Guard. I like staying in marinas. You always get local information, and you don't have to struggle with the waves in the morning. But this morning was a little different.
The waves are actually breaking in the harbor, which they never have done that I've seen in 25 years. And due to a storm down in Baja, California, there's really rough waves today. They're breaking, I'd say, about 6 foot. You decided to come back, I guess, because it is really rough out there. And I think you made a wise decision.
When locals tell you that they haven't seen conditions like this in 25 years, it's time to have a plan B and a truck.
We're safe and sound. The Arcoiris Explorer is loaded onto the truck, and it looked really rough this morning. Now it's looking better. It's looking absolutely doable. I'm kind of sad that I didn't do it, but I'm just happy that I played it safe. This is a unique situation this morning. This is the first time on this trip that I'm launching from a lagoon. This little river here is the San Elijo Lagoon. This is where it meets the ocean, and hopefully I will have an easy time getting out to the open waters from here.
I had another 20 miles ahead of me and a relatively easy day towards Pacific Beach in North San Diego.
Passing by the famous Torrey Pines Nature Reserve. On my left side, there is Southern California's only clothing optional beach. It means that this is the only place in Southern California where you can go surfing naked.
I had no time for skinny dipping this morning. I still had quite a way to go to La Jolla. The sea caves in this northern suburb of San Diego were the highlight of my day. Usually one can paddle into the caves, but today the rough swells and the high tide made this extremely dangerous.
What a difference a day makes. Yesterday I was battling waves as I was leaving the shore at Encinitas. Today I'm sitting in this beautiful glassy flat bay. We're in San Diego's Mission Bay. What a gorgeous morning. It's Monday morning, people are just starting their work week, and I'm just sitting here enjoying the water, and I have 2 more days left before I reach Tijuana. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, and I'm very excited about the finish line.
I had a short distance to go along San Diego's coastline. This area was once so rich in tuna that San Diego was known as the tuna capital of the U.S. 50 years ago, tuna fishing and canning was the city's 3rd largest industry.
Keep 'em coming. We're in a school of beauties now, and action plenty of it. These tuna fishermen have it. Look out, it's a shark. The big bad wolf of the sea, a mean fighter who asks no quarter and gives none. But he won't last long with these lads. Drag him in, crack him on the head, and the fishing goes on.
In the 30s and 40s, it might have been just a whack on the head for an occasional renegade shark. But by the mid-50s, these fishermen began using city block-sized nets and even helicopters. Unfortunately, San Diego's tuna often swam under schools of dolphins, depleting both dolphin and tuna populations. Environmental activists and the American consumer saved the day.
Chicken of the sea, your jingle says to ask any mermaid you happen to see, what's the best tuna? Well, I found one, and I asked her, and chicken of the sea is definitely not the best tuna.
Protests mounted against the tuna industry, and people stopped buying tuna that wasn't dolphin safe. In 1972, the Marine Mammal Protection Act passed, and dolphins were saved. San Diego's tuna industry collapsed, canneries and processing plants shut down. The town's fishing boats relocated to the South Pacific. Meanwhile, I moved further south as well. On my way to Point Loma, I took a little shore leave for lunch among these stunning rock formations. The weather was still unfriendly and the ocean rough. By late afternoon, I reached the Point Loma Lighthouse. The tip of this peninsula marks the entrance to San Diego Bay. The whole city was ahead of me. Even though the ocean was choppy, I played with the idea of paddling to the other side of the bay. But I was getting exhausted and it was getting dark. I had an hour till sunset. I decided to land the Arcoiris Explorer on Point Loma according to my original plan and make camp.
So I just landed on this beach. On my left, it's San Diego. Straight ahead is Tijuana, but it's getting late. I'm getting tired, and the waves are getting pretty big. So now the next step is to discover this little cape and find a suitable location for my tent. Doesn't look very promising right now. So I found this really cool sandy wall on top of this rock right behind me. The sand is going to be fantastic to make it, a little bit softer on the bottom of the tent, and hopefully the rock will prevent me from getting flooded in the morning with the high tide. This is not the most perfect tent pitching situation, but this is the best I could do on this beach. It's a little bit slanted, but there's a plastic cover underneath that will keep my bed flat, and hopefully I'll be able to sleep really well. The campsite behind me worked out really well last night. I slept like a baby. To my left, that's the city of San Diego Bay. Further southeast is Tijuana. Let's get going. It was really the perfect last night for an amazing trip. Now I have maybe about 7-8 miles to paddle today before reaching Tijuana. For the past 2 miles, there has been a black truck trailing my kayak from the coast. He's traveling along the kayak and following my route, just making sure that I don't land on the beach and I don't bring in anything illegal to the country. Ahead of me is Mexico. I have maybe 30 minutes of paddling. This is really the home stretch at this point. I think I just lost my tail. Nope, there he is again.
Was I getting paranoid and delusional? Paranoid maybe, delusional for sure. My mind started playing tricks on me.
From a distance, this pier looked like a fence, and I thought this was the border between the US and Mexico, but apparently not. This is just a pier. The people behind me fishing on this pier told me that I'm still 3 kilometers away from Tijuana. I just wish the currents were on my side. I'm just leaving the last suburb of San Diego, and if you look to my left, you can see the very last house in America. I can see Tijuana now. I can see the bullfighting rink. I can see the lighthouse at the northern edge of town. No doubt, this is it. I can see the border line that separates the two countries. To a lot of people, that fence symbolizes a better life. To others, it's a sign of freedom. To me, it means only one thing. That's the finish line. It's time to land this baby on the beach. And it's time for a fiesta. I think I can hear the mariachis.
And just like that, with one simple stroke of a paddle, I was in Mexico. No border guards, no customs, no passports. On September 14, 2016, at 2:45 p.m., 10 days after my departure, I landed safely in Tijuana. Mission accomplished. Local journalists and friends welcomed the Arcoiris Explorer. It was truly an unforgettable journey.
Hope you enjoyed this video. You can help heal the oceans too. This is what you have to do. Make sure your parents only buy line and pole caught tuna. That's the kind that makes sure turtles and sea rays don't get killed. Don't feed your cat tuna. Make sure your cat food doesn't have tuna fish.
Click on the link below and sign the petition for ocean sanctuary so tuna populations can heal and grow. And don't forget,
change your tuna!
Tengo dinero y mujeres y amigos por donde quiera. Me divierto día y noche, pues por otra cosa queda. Yo de la vida me río, me iré feliz